So, a lot of you guys don't know this about me, but I really struggled with my mental health shortly after graduating from high school. And I just wanted to share my story with you guys. So, hopefully, it can help to inspire somebody who may have gone through the same or similar situations. And, just to show you guys that if you put your mind to it, you can get the things that you want in life. So, back in I graduated from high school in 2006. I cannot remember the exact years because my mental health was so bad at this time that I was literally in and out of reality at times. So I was living in Chicago when all of this was going down. And this was shortly after I was diagnosed with PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, and major depression. I had been in the psych ward once before this, but when I moved to Chicago, it kind of just amped everything up, and I was so not with it in regards to my mental health that I would be admitted for suicidal thoughts or something similar, and I would stay there for a week, week and a half, 2 weeks sometimes, and get discharged and then get readmitted within a week of being discharged. And so just to look back on that and to see, like, I was in and out of the psych ward so many times because of depression and PTSD that I ended up getting on SSI for it because I was totally unable to work. I couldn't even really function on a daily basis because I was so depressed and so just this was maybe a year after being in my almost deadly abusive relationship where I was, I was in nursing school. I was with this person who was so abusive to me, and, just the things that I went through, having to go into the domestic violence shelter and, trying to better myself, trying to finish nursing school. And then I ended up having to drop out of nursing school because I was having financial aid issues, and then everything with the domestic violence situation, I had to drop out. And I ended up moving to Chicago, and, it was a bad situation. And I was in a very dark place, we'll just say that much. And so looking back on it now, like, I never thought that I could amount to anything back then. Like, back then I was not on YouTube. None of those stories are really on my channel. But after going through the abusive relationships that I went through, I would always tell myself that I'm just going to be on disability for the rest of my life. I'm never going to really become a nurse. I'm never going to amount to anything really. I just felt kind of hopeless. And so when I see the things that I've done, like in 2016, this was in like 2009 when I was in and out of the psych ward. But in 2016, when I got my CNA certification, I started to see that I had potential again. I started to feel that I could actually contribute something to the world. I started to feel important. I started to feel like I mattered, like I could be a productive member of society. And so I ended up being able to get off of SSI, and I have not been on it since. But I got off of SSI and I started working as a CNA. And, I started going to nursing school because I was working on my associate's degree program at Ivy Tech Community College, which is in my area. And from there, you guys have seen that story on my channel. But I just think that it's crazy to think that I could go from such a dark place where I felt like I didn't matter, like I wasn't important, like I couldn't contribute anything to society, to now here I am with a CNA certification, a phlebotomy certification, and I'm potentially, I I potentially have a CCMA certification whenever those results come in. You know, I think that it goes to show that if you put your mind to it and you work hard to pull yourself up out of that dark hole that you find yourself in, that you can do it. I also used to put myself down because I do have a learning disability in math, and I felt like, you know, a lot of the more higher certifications and jobs in the medical field I wouldn't be able to do because of my learning disability in math. And I've found ways to make it work. Like, even when I was in nursing school learning the dosage calculations and all that stuff, I found a way to make that stuff work. I'm not a nurse. I didn't graduate from nursing school because I couldn't afford to pay for it anymore. And the wait list at the local community college is way too long for me. You guys can hear more about that in my video talking about why I decided to go for medical assisting and kind of drop nursing for right now. But yeah, I think that it's crazy to look back on my life and see like all of the crappy stuff that I've been through, like my birth father not wanting to be part of my life, you know, stuff that I've gone through, being abused, you know, almost dying, all of this stuff. And then, you know, telling myself that I'm never going to amount to anything. And here I am. Like, I have a career. I have certifications. I'm smart. I'm in school now, you know, like I'm working on a health coach certification and my bachelor's degree in community and public health. And it's like, where did this version of myself come in when I used to be so like not even close to who I am now? I mean, obviously I'm the same person, but my whole mentality is different. And I think that's important because if you really want to achieve something in your life, you have to look at yourself and see what you are doing to hold yourself back. And I've watched a lot of YouTube videos that are like motivational speakers, and you know, a lot of their messages, even though it sounds like it's cheesy, a lot of them are super, super true. Like, a lot of them were talking about the ways that you hold yourself back. That was a lot of the stuff that I would watch. And I learned that I had to change things about myself in order to better myself and to get the things that I wanted out of life. And so I don't want to be all cheesy and motivational speaker, but I just wanted to share with you, like, just because I am where I am now, it doesn't mean that I didn't have all these struggles. Like you guys saw during the whole second half of my medical assisting program, you know, I was dealing with this whole eviction situation and potentially losing the house and trying to just focus enough so that I can pass the program and pass my certification exam and trying to figure out where I'm going to live in the process. You know, like, it's a lot. But if you put your mind to it and you focus, you can do it. So that's kind of my rant for today. I guess it wasn't really a rant. I just wanted to share with you my story so that if you have gone through something similar in the past, you know that you're not alone. You can be a nurse. You can be a medical assistant. You can be a phlebotomist. You can be a CNA. You can be, you know, whatever it is that you want to be. It doesn't have to be in the healthcare field, but obviously I'm tailoring it more to the healthcare field because that's what I went into, you know, so that's my experience. But just know that you're not alone. If you need advice, let me know. I'd be glad to share my advice with you. You know, I'm a very open book, and I have been a very open book on my channel for years now. I used to keep certain things to myself, but I feel like if I can offer something that could help somebody else, then I should do that because I have to give back, because the universe has given me this opportunity to be such a better version of myself that I feel like if I don't give back and try to help somebody else do the same with their life, then I've done the universe a wrong in some way. So anyways, that's it for today's video. If there's any topics you'd like me to cover in a future video, let me know in the comments, and I will talk to you guys in my next video.